Welcome back. This is our third conversation for this morning, and it's all about a night with the legends. We're talking about cross-country legends, and we have none other than Mr. Fitzgerald Joseph, who's the organizer of this event, joining us on set. He's no stranger to media, to television.
No.
In the cycling world, he's a huge voice, and he's also a huge face. And so it's a pleasure to have you on set with us, Mr. Joseph.
Thanks. Good morning.
Good morning.
Open eyes, and thanks to be having me today.
All right, so let's talk a bit about this idea. The moment I heard it, that an event like this is happening, I got excited. It's never been done before.
Never been done, and cycling started in Belize some 97 years ago, 1928 to be exact, and so 2028 we'll have 100 years of cycling. And it is a brainchild, of course, of Oswald Bowman, who resides out in Brooklyn, New York. And I'm just partnered with him with the other organizations as well to honor our great cyclists. SEC, as he's affectionately known, came up with the idea that a lot of older cyclists are passing and we don't get to honor them and stuff. And so it is with that we came up with the idea that we want to really honor our great cyclists.
For almost 100 years, we have not paid this type of homage to our cycling. That's because Belize is a cycling country.
Yes.
We love this sport. So for this particular event, is it a fundraising event? Is it just an event to honor our legends? Is it an award ceremony?
I think it captivates all.
Okay.
Yeah, because what we're going to do with the event is set for the 4th of January 2025, Saturday,
nice.
And it's going to be at the Princess Hotel.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah. And so the tickets are on sale as we speak at $75 per person, and any proceeds from that as well. We're also looking for sponsors as well. We'll also go to, we want to start a program where we try to help our younger cyclists as well. Sometimes they're in a predicament, sometimes, but bicycle is very expensive, one of the most expensive sports, I believe. You can play basketball and buy a gym shoe and a basketball and you're set for playing. But bicycle parts and bicycle are expensive and the equipment, so we're going to try to help the younger riders. Sometimes they need maybe a sprocket or something, a chain or something on their bike, and sometimes they can't afford it. We're going to use that funds as well to help out as well. But the main on the menu will be that $75 will also get not to get you only entrance, but also will get you food, drinks, and as well we're going to got some great surprises and prizes as well in electronic stuff and stuff. So it's going to be a great night. It promises to be a great night, and we really like to honor our cyclists. I think we are coming from 1955, 1960, up to 1990.
1955, 1960. So that would be how many years?
That would be close to 25, 30 years. We're going to bring that back.
Here we have our old footage, 1993. You know who won 1993? Because me can't remember.
That was close.
Yeah.
That was close.
Were you? No, you were like 1 year old.
Yeah, I'm like 2. So that's one of the old footage.
Yeah.
Wow.
On the screen is okay.
That's Mr. Parks.
Who?
That's Parks, Mr. Parks.
Mr. Parks, no, he wasn't cycling.
Yeah, cycling, but he was one of the great cousin of the great Alfred Parks. That is great legendary Charlie Lewis now.
Charlie Lewis right there?
Yeah, that's his legend now.
Okay.
That's legend as well.
You see, this is what I like about you, man.
He can just tell just by the face.
I really have people like.
Yes.
Well, I was one at that time.
Why do you think there isn't great knowledge among Belizeans about who these legends are?
And I must give props to Sek and his sister. The Bowman family, you may know. See, I just passed there.
Now you just passed there?
Yeah. So the Bowman family are great cycling family. Stan Bowman, Mark Bowman, Sek Bowman, Oswald, sister Carol, and all of them they're into cycling from way back. So my father won in 1949. My father's a cross-country champion as well, and he's the godfather of Mark Bowman. So we're close in it. But to say the least, cycling has evolved from so far. I don't think no other sports in Belize have evolved from where cycling came from. We came from farther than most sports. Basketball, football came a bit late after cycling, and so we just need to, we had to do this because we will have to honor our cyclists as well, because they have done so many things. They have excited the fan and stuff. So we are only going for a certain year for this year, and then next year we go maybe from 91 go forward and we go forward.
So it's just for
this year from 1955
or 60 thereabouts to 90.
90,
Yeah.
and we're talking only winners or people who
we have people who came close. You have people who represented the country and stuff, and people who are stalwart cyclists, because as you watch the NBA and stuff, a lot of guys didn't win the championship, but they're great.
Impacted the game significantly.
And they are also inducted into the Hall of Fame in the US too. So that's what we're doing as well. And we want the eventually to get a log that we have honored these cyclists and stuff.
I want a plaque like what Queen of the Bay have.
Yeah.
You know, the plaques with the legends and the past queens and so forth. That is something that
I think
where we could remember the names.
I think that's what Oswald is looking at as well, to have something big where we can look and say that he was inducted. Let me just quickly, the NOC, which is the National Olympic Committee, did it, I think, a couple of years, because my father was inducted into the Cycling Hall of Fame, but they died off, and that was 1985. I remember that my father was inducted in 1985. And he wasn't there. So his son had to accept his award. Wow. And so we are saying that we don't want to let people die out and us. And a lot of our legends are dying from us, and so we want them to be there. We want to honor them in front of their families and fans and loved ones.
I feel like Belizeans would support. That is something, I mean, when we see cross country and the fans out there, it's quite incredible.
Definitely.
And we want to, like you said, ensure that the cyclists are able to not just afford a bike, but to also be able to afford the repairs and the technical support.
Very expensive.
For you, what year did you begin to ride?
I began to ride in 1983.
83?
Yeah, I started.
And how have you seen cycling transform and develop?
It has. When I look at, because I'm still riding now, so
yeah, I know.
I'm still riding now, so it's fun for me.
What's different
to know that I've been from 83 and 2024? Different has become with technology and science. The science of sports have grown a lot. Yeah, if we had this science back in those days, I would have been a much greater cyclist.
How do you see the love of the sport being passed down to the generations now?
I think we're doing you can say maybe I'll give maybe 60-65%. It's not fully, we're not fully there, but I believe that with these kind of initiative that SEC has on its mind, and I think we can get there, because we don't have the real love that we should have, but I think we are getting there. Each year we're getting better, and give it on. I was talking to Michael and Charlie a few weeks ago and told them we need to, as phenomena of the past, we need to help out our young guys as well. We need to help them with knowledge, because we have a lot of knowledge in cycling. We need to help them out, and we need to show them because they make a lot of errors when they're young, and so we as older riders, we need to help out the best we can to depart our knowledge, rather than we just die and we didn't share our knowledge with anyone. So
what's the relationship like with some of the teams, with the sports councils, with the cross-country cycling organizations?
Well, the Cycling Federation of Belize is the body that is chartered to take cycling to the next level. National Sports Council is an umbrella that I guess we come under, a National Olympic Committee, NOC. They are the tripart body of cycling, but I don't think we have reached that level where everybody come together and really throwing hands and we are working together as one unit, and that is what has hindered cycling as well from going further. Because I'm telling you, 100 years, coming to 100 years cycling, I think we should have been further in cycling in the world.
In the world, important.
In the world.
We should have been. If you look at Africa. The guy from Eritrea, he just cycling evolved in Africa 1985.
Recently,
and he's already they are already at Tour de France.
Tour de France,
so
correct.
it shows that we haven't had come together.
We've seen some of our young cyclists. They go abroad and they represent and so forth. We are making strides, but I believe you're right. There's a lot more than
100%.
Yeah.
And then
we're making strides that we should have.
Yeah.
And then you have a lot of these international riders now coming into Belize,
Yes.
and to a great extent beating up our boys. Is that ever concerning to you?
No, that's great. That's
That's
great.
great? What makes you say that's great?
Competition is great.
Competition is
Yeah,
great.
if you don't get competition, you won't go anyway.
Yeah.
So competition is great. You
gives-
bring guys that are better than you, and they raise your level,
Yeah.
and then you get good as well.
Was it the no, somebody else won
The Honduran one
the
this year.
Honduran, right?
Yeah.
Where he did one race in Honduras right before he came to
Yeah.
do the cross
Correct.
country in Belize, and he's just still come to
Yeah,
his thing,
yeah.
win,
So
whip out.
this is where the science is coming, like she's talking
Yes.
about. That we used to believe that if you race a week before cross country, you weren't going to be strong. But the Honduran has shown that he won a big race in Honduras right before he came.
Yeah, and
then
I
he
saw
came
that every day after he was still riding
Still
Yeah.
up and
around
down.
the
Yeah,
country.
yeah. See, I saw him on a bridge
Yeah.
taking a
Correct,
bath.
all the way down Hummingbird.
Hummingbird, as I say, he was on the bridge.
And that now a highway where
Yeah.
that's with that's
Yeah.
So definitely.
But that's the science of cycling that we are just venturing into now.
Yeah.
The technology and the science of cycling to the extent where we learn from them.
Yeah.
I mean, in my time we didn't have Google,
Yeah.
but Google is great now. You can Google anything in cycling, and so that is there for them to learn as well.
As we discuss legends and as we think about honoring our legends, where do you hope to see cycling in the next half a century in Belize? Though
I might not be here.
Exactly. Right, but
Yeah.
you still may have a vision.
Yeah. I have a vision that maybe in the next 50 years we would have a Belizean cyclist riding in the Tour de France. That would be a feat that will next to none. I believe that other countries are doing it.
Yeah.
The Caribbean is doing it. The South America is doing it. Central America is doing it. Have great guys in the tours or Tour d'Italia and stuff. So I believe that we have enough talent. We have enough talent in Belize that we can get them to that level. But it first starts at home, and we need to groom them properly so that when they go out, they're at a level where they can excel when they're going out. And she made a great comment. Some people Belizeans don't like when we lose the cross country to the foreign, when the Guatemalans beat us and stuff. But
Yeah.
that's one of it. I mean, I told him when last ever Frenchman won the Tour de France, 1985.
Wow.
For the last time, but not because you're going to say, oh, I want to let anyone come do Tour de France. But that's the idea of how you get better. Because you bring guys that are better than you, and it raises your level so that when you're ready to go outside, you're ready. Imagine you're here, right here. Imagine you are left in primary school. I know I'm 58 and 76. That's where that's cycling. You need to go to college and you go to university and go further.
One of the challenges I see with young cyclists is that there's an interest. A lot of youths from what we class as Southside Belize City seems to be taking up a huge interest in cycling, but it's a costly sport.
Costly sport, that's
and
the problem.
so to even think about where I'll get a bike,
Right, that's the
when
first
you're
thing.
when the first thing is how I pay school fees
Yeah.
or how I eat later,
Yes.
then dreams are crushed early.
Yeah, early.
Early. What can we do?
Really.
And I know this initiative is also helping to do that.
Exactly, and that's a brainchild of SEC of Oswald to try to let us try to help out where we can. We have some people through Ordonis Bike Shop as well that see talent and basically send bike and parts to Ordonis.
Wow.
And then we just distribute as we see it fit to the guys that because you can see in cycling, you can see the talent.
Yeah.
You can see from early. You can tell the guy 12 going to road and the way he's pedaling, you can know he's going to be great. And you can point them out and eventually they bloom into great riders as well. But that's the idea for us to have a fund, maybe a trust fund where we can, people can just donate money knowing that it's in good hands and it won't be squandered away, and we just try to help the younger riders because cycling is a young sport as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I am gone now and the older riders we are gone, but we need to try to help the young kids to come up and be their best. We won't give in some of the opportunity that maybe as adults we can now give them.
And that's why I want to go back to this this particular gala event that you're having, because I would wonder how many of these young boys know about these legends.
And that's what we spoke about at Lensby and Sec. I mean, when I call the name, like I call Edward Miguel or Janito Miguel, I mean, those are riders The Miguel brothers have won close to 12 cross country
What?
between 4 of them.
What?
How you do sports Monday? You know who that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so
Unfortunately.
we have some legends. So some of them are still alive. So we are trying to get them to come to this gala.
Are they still alive?
Yeah, some of them are. Janito Miguel live in California. Rudy Miguel, 2 Miguel brothers are still alive in California. We have also in California this legend from Esperanza. He was a great rider, Tank Hutchison.
He's still alive?
Yeah, he's in California as well.
He's in California
Yeah,
as well.
so we would try our best. We are trying to get them to come down as well to this award.
Give me a couple other names of people that we recognize that are still alive.
We have the legendary, we have Trixie King right here, Eugene King. He didn't win any cross country, but I mean, he's a legend. He came,
What's the name?
Trixie.
Eugene King, but his
Eugene
name,
Tricks, but I can't.
Trixie King because he was
Okay,
very
Trixie
tricky.
on the
I wrote it him as well, so he would right up to when I started, and he tricked a lot of us too, man. So he got his name, Trixie King, and we have a legend still alive. I spoke to him yesterday, right here, name, Kenrick Duck Holiday. He won 4 cross country. He's still alive as well.
Wow.
I interviewed somebody else telling me
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Big Mike, Michael always.
Yeah, he was impactful.
Yeah,
on
but
the road
he's
as
my
well.
era. Me, Michael Charlie, we came out that age 84. That's my era.
Yeah.
And so Michael Charlie and myself.
These guys that you're mentioning there, those legends, these legends, they were a big deal in their time.
Yes, Big Mike, Michael, Charlie, Michael, myself.
The Miguel, the
Mogel.
Well, Miguel came after us. We were the 80s. So 81 to 90, Michael Charlie and myself, we dominated cycling in that era.
Okay.
But we're looking at names like from, you said 1955 to 1990.
Like I said, the Hutchison, Kenny Kennedy, Alfred Parks, even though they have passed, we will still honor them as well. Alfred Parks was a great rider as well. Vincent Smith just passed. Vincent Smith was a terror in cycling. He passed as well. Glenn Garden passed as well. So they're passing, and they lately passing from us. Alfred Parks, Vincent, both of them just passed maybe 2-3 years ago. And so that's the reason
without
why
any sort of honor or recognition.
And so we want to do this before they
so we
pass.
need to do it before others can jump past us.
So how can persons start to begin to purchase tickets for this
I think
event?
the tickets are already out. I'm going to speak to Oswald today, but myself and David Yerwood as well, who we have a cycling podcast as well. So take up a podcast in New York as well, bike chat.
And you guys' ones are As the Wheel Turns.
No, that's Andrew Donis have one as well.
Okay.
Andrew, mine is the Wheel Talk.
The Wheel Talk.
The Real.
Oh, the Real
Talk.
The Real
I
Talk.
thought he said the Wheel
Wheel
Talk.
Talk. That's so
The
good.
Real Talk. And my podcast basically is not only cycling, we do general things that affect our country as well, but we speak a lot of cycling in that as well. And so you can contact us as well, or Donis Bike Shop, myself, and Oswald Bowman out in Brooklyn as well. The tickets should be on sale shortly because the event is the 4th of January 2025 at the Princess Queen's Room, I believe it is.
Is it like a limited of how many persons?
I don't
can
think
come?
I told Sec the Queen's Room is a big room.
It's a big room.
So we should be able to have enough people.
This would be right after the New Year's
Right after
Classic,
the New Year's.
yeah.
So buy it before, so you can't say MAGA season and you can't say Christmas, because the tickets are out already.
It's a good Christmas
right?
gift
It's
too,
a
right?
good
For
Christmas
cycling
gift.
I like to
fans.
encourage
Yes.
people to contribute and to buy a ticket and to come out and let us see our legends and let us also honor them as well in the presence of everyone, because not everyone remember Kenny Kali. I was young coming out. My father used to coach Kenrick as well, and so Kenny Kali was like my hero.
Well, I hope that you come back right before
Yes, I'm sure we can. I'm sure.
the event
Yeah, and-
starts, so that you can remind folks
Yes, and I think
again.
SEC will be done in time too, so we can come
Yes.
and we can just say everything that is happening and stuff.
And also send us our invite.
Yes,
So,
Yes,
please,
man.
we would love to
because-
attend.
yes, we want definitely me the host to be there as well. Definitely.
yes,
A
excellent.
night with the
Legend.
cross-country
Legends.
legends.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald, thank you so much for joining us
Thanks
this
for coming
morning.
out as well.
I'm
Thanks.
pretty sure our Belizeans will be happy to attend this event.
Yes, thanks.
All right, we are going to head way to a more Halloween conversation. If you haven't gotten your pumpkin yet, do you carve pumpkins? Do you carve
Belizeans
pumpkins?
carve pumpkin.
I
eat
carve a
pumpkin.
grapefruit one
I'll
time.
carve
I
no
don't know if
pumpkin.
that may count. But yes, if you would like to get some pumpkins for carving or just for decorating your house for this Halloween season, we have a clip here to show you where you can get them and a lot more. Here's that clip now.
Besides the pumpkin soup, Belizeans have found plenty of delicious ways to enjoy pumpkins. But there's one tradition that hasn't quite taken off yet: Halloween pumpkin carving.
This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
While it's a big deal in other parts of the world, it's tough to do here since the special pumpkins used for carving aren't typically grown locally. That's why the owners of Caesar's Fruit and Vegetable Shop have made it their mission to import these pumpkins every year. Victor Perez, one of the shop's vendors, shares how this all started.
I was a kid and I fascinated with Halloween. That's like my favorite year of the month of the year. And then I had my other sister that pitched the idea to my mom that we should bring in pumpkins, you know, for all the cater to all the young and everyone who likes the Halloween season. And that's basically how it came about.
When Perez and his family started importing the pumpkins in 2014, it was only 10 per season. But as they have expanded their business, they now import up to 35, which are available for pre-order. One of the biggest challenges with importing the fruit is the effects of Belize's weather.
Our main challenge is our climate, because these pumpkins, whenever they hit in our country, the heat just tends like the shelf life, it starts to run. So like 15 to 20 days would be the most a pumpkin could last in Belize before it starts to rot.
In addition to the climate, one of the challenges Perez faces is the growing cost of the fruit. Since he began, the cost has increased annually.
We're gonna get a small amount because the reason is that the price went up. Like every year it's going up, but just last year we took it hard because they increased each pumpkin between $10 to $15 depending on the size. You see, if it's the small, the medium, or the large, then it would be $10 to $15. And then again, the reason why we're getting less is because it's too hot. And then last year we had to throw away like 6 pumpkins.
For those unable to get their hands on the limited supply of imported pumpkins, Raylene Tejeda, a vendor at the Michael Finnegan Market, says her pumpkins are perfect for carving and eating.
You use them to make pies. You can make jam out of them. And you carve them for Halloween.
Tejeda explains that the large orange pumpkins are too expensive for her to acquire, but details how her pumpkins can be used in a very similar way. What type of pumpkin would be best out of these ones to do something like the carving? If you could pick one.
Like the long ones, them were long like this. You could carve out the eyes and the mouth. Then you carve inside the nose and the thing there. Yeah. Then you put inside of them from the bottom. You dig out the inside, and from the bottom you put light inside of it. And then it look beautiful.
Tejeda has noticed a slight uptick in pumpkin sales every October as people flock to the stalls in search of the biggest ones. Even though Halloween isn't a traditional holiday in Belize, Paris believes it has a place here because it brings the community together for some fun. He hopes that Belize will create safe spaces for kids to dress up and carve pumpkins, just like he did when he was a child.
There's a plenty of space for it. I just like I mentioned, I feel like the Halloween spirit in Belize, it's dying. It's not like before. Like, you know, back in the day, children can go trick-or-treating, no problems. But now it's different because there's a lot of robbery. Like the guys ride on their bikes and they just look for their prey and they thief their sweets.
Brittany Gordon for News 5.